Hey there, amazing designers. Welcome to our awesome UI UX design course. So, today in our third video, we are diving into a question that might be buzzing into your curious minds. Should you be a UX designer or a UI designer? Or you can be a superhero and do both. It's like choosing your very own superpower. Imagine you have this fantastic ability to make websites and apps not just look cool, that's UI, but also work super smoothly and make people happy, that's UX. It's like being the architect and the artist of the digital world. Now, let's get into this video and understand it deeply.
So guys, we have understood what UX is exactly and what is this user interface or UI exactly is. Now there's one more another question that arises in people's mind, that what I should choose, whether I should go with UX or whether I should go for the UI, user interface option, or I should become both, which means UX UI designer. Yes guys, you have the option to become only UX designer, or to become only UI designer, or to become both, which is UX UI designer, right? Now I'll explain you all the things, like what are the basic things if you become the UX designer, or what are the basic things if you become UI designer, what are the responsibilities, what should be the expertise, right? And after that, there's totally your call that what you want to become, right? Or where you want to do your expertise. Now let's start this slide and I'll show you one by one. Let's start with the user experience first. I'll make you understand where this user experience works, or where that UI or user interface works, right? So here I have mentioned 3 points to give you the overall understanding of user experience. So when we become user experience, our main tasks are research and analysis, wireframing and prototyping, and usability testing, right? Usability testing is very important. That's why it is called user experience, because if you're not doing the usability testing part, and after launching the final product, if the user experience is not good, or if the user is not enjoying the product which you have created, then definitely you have failed into your job, right? So these are the three key things when you become user experience or UX designer. So these three key points, or these 3 points, you have to master to become a good UX or user experience designer, right? Now, is that even important while designing a product? Yes, definitely. And here I have mentioned the importance of UX or user experience while designing a product. Right, the first one is this overall enhances the user satisfaction. Yes, if the user experience or UX is good, then definitely the user satisfaction level will also increase. Here I have mentioned a well crafted user experience leads to increase user satisfaction and positive feedback. Right, the second point I have mentioned is drive customer loyalty. Yes, if the experience is good, if the user is satisfied totally, then definitely they will become the loyal user or loyal customer of yours, right? So this is why UX or user experience is important while designing a product, right? Now let's talk about the key responsibilities of an UX or UX designer. The first one, basically when the UX designer comes into play, is the early designing phase, when the UX designer needs to understand the user's needs so that they can create the best experience for their target user. So there are hundreds or thousands of types of user in the market, right? You need to find out your target user, and you need to understand the needs of your user, right? Because if you are not understanding, or if you are not able to find out the needs of your user, then definitely you are doing hit and trial game, and that is not going to work. So the in the early phase, UX designer comes into play. Then into the prototyping stage, where you create your first prototype, second prototype. There you need to do the usability testing, that how much usable this experience or this application overall is, right? So in the prototyping stage, you become a tester and you check whether this overall application or whether this website is usable or not. And at the final stage, or you can say the product redesign phase, where your product is launched and you need to seek for the feedback, user feedback, and according to that feedback you need to do the changes in the product. Yes guys, feedback is very important, because without the feedback you'll be not able to create the perfect product, right? So take feedback from the users and do the changes in your product according to those feedbacks, right? So this is what the responsibilities of UX is. Now let's talk about UI, right? So here I have mentioned again 3 points of the to give you the understanding of user interface designer or UI designer. So UI designer is mainly or mostly into visual things which are available in the app or the website. So basically a UI designer mainly focus into the aesthetics of the application or the website, whether the application or the uh, website is looking good or not, and how you can make your application look good by adding creative visual designs, obviously by adding interactive and animation. Basically you can add the interactivity into the application, so that the application looks pretty interactive and feels very soothing while using the application. And you can add the animation, this is also a part of the interactivity, right? And after that, the responsive design. The design should be very responsive, because if the design is not working on every device, basically whether it is the tablet or the mobile phone or the laptop or the computer, if the application is not working seamless on all the devices, then definitely you need to work on the responsiveness, right? So mainly the UI designer works into these three categories, or you can say the key elements of a UI designer is these three things: visual design, interactivity and animation, and responsive design, right? And under this there are many things like font color, font size, then the application color, even overall the theme and the button size, button color, font, everything is there. Now let's talk about how much important this UI or user interface while designing a product. Obviously creates first impression. If the application is providing a soothing or seamless experience, that definitely helps you to impress your customer or your user at a first glance, definitely. And the second point is enhances brand identity. If you are using the brand colors, if you are providing a consistent experience to your users from years, then definitely it helps you to enhances your brand identity. And even, let's say, if I give you an example, if you don't know the name of the application, but still if we ask you to use an application, and after using that application, by designing and feel of that application, you can say that this application is from Amazon, or this is Amazon's application. Why it is happening? Because of the brand identity. You know, this is the consistent design of Amazon, and this is how the UI design enhances the brand identity. And at the end, it helps you to drive user engagement. If the design is very soothing, seamless, and easy to understand, then definitely it helps your users to get more get engaged with the product, and definitely it will help in the long run, right? Now let's understand what are the responsibilities of a UI designer, user interface designer. The first one is visual redesign. Definitely, as I told you, that a UI designer mainly work into the aesthetics of the application or the website. Here I have mentioned that refreshing the visual elements to better align and brand guidelines and aesthetics, right? Then the second responsibility, main responsibility, key responsibility is adding new features or new feature implementation. Because by adding the new feature into the application, you are making more easy to use the application. So that comes under the UI or the user interface. And then the responsive adaptation. Whatever the screen size is, like in, even if we talk about the mobile phones only, there are different types of screen sizes and aspect ratios. So you need to be ready for all type of screen sizes, whether it is 5.5 inches or 6.7 inches, that doesn't matter. You need, or your application should be responsive for all the devices, for all the screen sizes, and that should work seamless and consistent all the application, I mean on all the devices. So this is what the responsibility of a UI designer is, right? Now let's say, what if you want to become both. So if you want to become a both, then you need to learn the basics or the principles of UX and UI both, definitely, right? Here I have mentioned that user experience and UI or user interface are two crucial element in the design of digital product. If you are creating a digital product, user experience and user interface are the crucial element. They work hand in hand to ensure that the product is functional, user friendly and visually appealing. So this is what the thing is if you want to become a UX and UI designer, right? Whether you can become UX or whether you can become UI or you can become both, that is totally up to you, that is totally your call. I hope you understood the overall science behind it, and I hope this video helps you to take decision that what you want to become.
So guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was really helpful and you liked the content, then do not forget to hit the subscribe button and bell icon. We are coming up with more interesting topics in the upcoming videos. Till then, bye bye.